Hey guys, what's going on? Here's another video for you. This is my Wolves in the Throne Room collection. Wolves in the Throne Room is a atmospheric black metal band from the United States. I think they're from Washington, Cascadia, wherever the hell that is. They started in like the early 2000s. They had like 2 demos, which were okay, and then they released a diadem of 12 stars, which I have on CD. Right off the bat, I mean, like, how fucking cool is that cover art, you know? And this is when atmospheric black metal from the States and, like, other places as well was kind of like a new thing. I mean, you had, like, when this came out, you had, like, a lot of depressive black metal, which, in my opinion, most of it is lame as fuck. But then you had this, which was, like, more kind of nature, spiritual inspired. And back then it was super cool because it was new. So you had like this, you had like Drudko was first coming out, or Druk, whatever. You had like Nocturnal Mortem, a lot of random bands that played in that style. You had like bands like Woden's Throne, which I wasn't a huge fan of. I'm trying to think of others. But you know what I mean. I think Panopticon was out. Anyway, this is back when this music was like new and fresh. So I do like this album quite a bit. It's only 4 songs and they're very long songs, obviously. The last song's like 25 minutes and change. But yeah, this is a very good album, very solid. I really like the production. It kind of has like Agalloch feel to it. Like it's kind of thin, or maybe that's just, yeah, it's a very thin production, and everything is it's not raw, but it's like, it's clear, but it's still very like almost kind of juvenile in a way, like the drumming specifically. I don't know, it's very it's hard to describe, but it works for this album. There's a lot of really cool stuff on here. The riffs are amazing, vocals are amazing, drumming's interesting. There's a lot of interesting parts, like on Facing the Nighttime Mirror Part 2, there's like a gradual build-up. The last song is an amazing, epic song. So this is, yeah, definitely one of the best as far as atmospheric black metal classics. I'd give this like a 8.5 out of 10. It's a very, very solid start. So then after that, they released Two Hunters, which this is their magnum opus, in my opinion. I saw them play this live in its entirety at Decibel Fest, like, I think it was like 2 years ago or something. And yeah, it was incredible. I love this album. It's great. And this production on here is very thick, and quite the opposite of this, I would say. Not thin at all. It's very encapsulating. It's very hypnotic. Makes sense that Southern Lords signed these guys, because it has kind of the same vibe as, like, say, like a Sun or Earth or kind of thing, or you know, bands like that. Very encapsulating, mesmeric. Yeah, this is for sure one of the best atmospheric black metal albums out there. Right along the ranks of like Forgotten Legends. You know, even like that. What was that band from Russia, Walnut? Like stuff like that. So if you like, and I will say, I absolutely love this album. I think it's phenomenal, but it's nowhere near in the ranks of like Burzum, or even I would say like Passage to Hither, or like certain aspects of Ruins of Beverest. This doesn't come close, in my opinion, but it is very, very good for what it is. And you know, I still enjoy it to this day. It's just like this band kind of went a little more commercial, especially in recent years, which kind of, to me, and I know this is stupid, but it kind of ruins like the ingenuity of these early albums. Like, you have to really divorce yourself from like what they are today, and most times that's kind of hard for me, but I can throw this on every now and again and be like, God damn, it's a fucking good album. So yeah, I would give this easy 9 out of 10. Very, very good album. So then after that, they released an EP, a 2-song EP called Malevolent Grain, and they switched up the logo, which is pretty cool. They still have the cool, you know, nature artwork and everything, and Yeah, the first song is very, very melancholic, very, very trotting, borderline like depressing. It's called A Looming Resonance, and it has these extremely hypnotic, sort of spoken word female vocals, which is, yeah, it's an amazing song, like 13-minute song, but it's like never loses your attention. Amazing, amazing track. And then the second song, Hate Crystal, is more straightforward black metal. But yeah, this is a very, very good EP. I remember picking this up and being pretty blown away because I wasn't really expecting too much, being that it's like an EP or whatever. But yeah, I really like this a lot. I'd give it like a 8.5 out of 10. Like, for what it is, it's really, really good. Then after that, they released Black Cascade. This is their third full-length album. I remember picking this up when it came out, and yeah, it's a fucking fantastic album. Really interesting inlay artwork. Like, what the hell's going on here? It looks like a skinwalker or something. And then you have like this kind of stuff, which is pretty cool. This girl with like stockings here or something. Kind of reminds me of like an early Alcest album. And yeah, this is another 4-track full length. Very good stuff. Not as good as the first two, I would say, but definitely good in its own way. Wandering Above the Sea of Fog has a really cool ending to it. Solid song. Aromantic Trance, the ending to that too is amazing. It's very, very, has like a very misty atmosphere to it. Definitely reflects well with the cover art, which is always awesome. Super atmospheric track. Ex Cathedra is great too. Interesting song, very catchy. And then Crystal Ammunition, amazing, amazing track. Again, just extremely atmospheric. The production on here is definitely more polished than the first two. But yeah, it's very, very solid atmospheric black metal. And in my opinion, this is the last great album they made. This is I'd give this like a 8 out of 10, I think. It's good stuff. It's definitely something I have no problem putting on from time to time. But yeah, after this they kind of shifted, because after this they released what the hell is this called? Celestial Lineage. I don't really like this album that much. It kind of feels a little all over the place, like they had too many ideas at once. There's a lot of songs on here that are like filler. Trying to look for the track listing here, and of course they don't have it. But yeah, I don't really revisit this album too much. There is like some cool images in the booklet. You know, they're trying to stick with that that kind of like Drudka atmospheric black metal type vibe. But no, I like Astral Blood is pretty good, and then there's like maybe one or two that are pretty good, but all in all, this was kind of a dud to me. I don't really listen to this very often. I'd give this like a 5.5 out of 10. And then after this, they released like something with a web, I think. There's like one other album after this, which I wasn't too crazy. I really didn't like that album. That's why I didn't buy it. I really didn't like the production on that album, and I know they kind of like blew up after that. Like they toured with Enslaved, and they started touring a lot, Fire in the Mountains Festival, and all that kind of stuff. I was not a fan of that. I thought at that point they kind of lost their magic. And then the other stuff they've released afterwards, they had a full length like a year or two ago. I thought it was pretty good. There were like some summoning elements on there, which was pretty interesting. But it's not, again, it's like looking back, did I really need to buy this? No. Like these ones, yes, I would love to have in my collection because they're classics. But pretty much anything after Black Cascade, like this is not very good. The one with the web title or whatever the fuck, Thrice Woven, that's what it is. Those ones are like not great. And then the one they released like 2 years ago with the skull on the front is pretty good, but again, it's not buying worthy. I'd probably get like a 5.5, 6 out of 10. And then they released an EP, I think like last year as well, and it was okay. But I just feel like, I don't know, for me personally, I'm kind of like a purist when it comes to metal bands. I don't like when they become too commercial. I feel like they just kind of lose their magic that way. I don't really pay much interest in anything new by them. But that's kind of like how I am with most bands, you know? I mean, like, pretty much all atmospheric black metal out there today, I'm not that interested in. I don't really care about Panopticon. I don't care about New Wolves. I like Alcest, but am I gonna buy it? No. It's just the days or the mystique of bands like Burzum and shit like that is kind of gone, in my opinion. I'm more into like this is old school, like Judas Iscariot, fucking, you know, nasty shit like that. But yeah, I mean, anyway, I'm rambling. These 4 albums are great. If you haven't checked out these early 4 albums, and for whatever reason you're only familiar with the newer ones, you're missing out, because these are classics by the band. Forget about the new stuff. So yeah. Anyway, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you on the next one.